Why is stress resilience so important? That's the subject of today's video. However, before we get started, I have a favor to ask you. Will you leave me a comment down below? I received a new camera over the weekend, have a new software for my computer, and a new lighting setup. And I'm trying to tweak it to get it perfect. So is the camera better than the past videos? How's the lighting? Let me know what you think. I'd appreciate it. Hello, welcome to the Mentally Fit Farmer channel. I'm your host, Mark Weisenburger. Today, I'm going to share with you why stress resilience is so important. And I'm going to use some information out of an article that I came across in SPUD magazine, which is a Canadian publication. Why Canadian? I don't know. It just seems that when it comes to mental wellness, Canada is a little bit ahead of the United States. But I can't imagine that this information varies very much here in the United States or around the rest of the world. So there was a survey done by Dr. Andreas Jonas Bitten, conducted the National Survey of Farmers' Mental Health from September 2015 to January 2016, and included farmers from across Canada. The results showed 35% of respondents met the definition of depression classification. 45% of respondents were classified as having high stress. 58% of the respondents met the definition for anxiety classification. So where do you fit in these three categories? Or maybe none of them. Maybe you don't fit any place. If you're brave, I'd appreciate you leaving a comment down below, sharing your experience, where you think you're at. And let's just look at these numbers real quickly. So obviously this adds up to more than 100%. So obviously some of the farmers fit more than one of these categories. So at best, let's say all the farmers fit into that 58%. That is a pretty high number. The general population for mental wellness challenges is before the pandemic was about 20%. Since the pandemic, a year into it, that number has risen in the general population up to 25 and reaching near to 30%. So what has the pandemic done to farmers? I get mixed messages. Some say it hasn't affected them at all. Others say it has impacted them. I think it's impacted their spouses, maybe, because their spouses have been forced to teach the children at home or whatever. Best case scenario is 58% of farmers are suffering with some mental wellness challenge. My guess is it's closer to 80, 90, or even 100%. Now, the article went on and said 40% of the farmers would be uneasy discussing or sharing this information with a professional or their spouse or the neighbors, whoever. The good news is that leaves 60% of you that are willing to discuss your mental wellness challenges with your spouse, with a professional, with your neighbor. So congratulations. Which group are you in? Are you in the 60% or 40%? Again, if you're comfortable, leave a comment down below and just with 40 or 60 and let me know what you're thinking. In her research, it went on and said U.S. farmers are twice as likely to die from suicide than the rest of the population. Twice as likely. So why is this information so important? What does it have to do with stress resilience? Well, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that stress, or unhealthy stress, unchecked stress, however you want to put it, is the gateway for more serious mental wellness challenges. So this 45% in this article that had high levels of stress, if they do not get that under control, it could very easily tip over into depression, tip over into anxiety, tip over into burnout. I'm hearing a lot of farmers this last winter talking about burnout, not ready to go to work this spring. They just kind of want to hang it up. And so I'm going to start a little 30-day series. It's going to be called Stress Resilience 30 Tips in 30 Days, so that you can find out how you can help build and improve your stress resilience. This series is going to talk about the brain, or have tips for the brain, have tips for the gut, have tips for the axis in between. And again, if this is the first video you've ever seen of me and you are unfamiliar with the gut-brain axis, and that your gut is known as your second brain, I'll leave a link in the description below so that you can go and watch a short video and learn what the gut-brain axis is. So I look forward to seeing you over the next 30 days for the series of 30 tips. And during that, share this with your friends, invite your friends, do whatever you need to do to get this message out. And until next time, to your stress resilience.